on these organ systems, and the branch of biology studies about human body and organ systems is called physiology, that focuses on these all organs. That's what I'm saying. Our body is the best example. Our body is great inspiration for us, hard working and dedication. And you see, children, before going to that today's topic, and one more great information: sense organs. Sense organs are 5 in number. Sense organs are giving lots of information for us from these surroundings. Sense organs are 5 in number: eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. Whatever it is, the thing is happening in the nature, we are getting into body through these 5 sense organs only. Eyes for looking, ears for listening, nose for smelling, tongue for taste, skin for touch. Each and every organ is having a specific function. That's what sense organs are called, gateway of the knowledge. So these sense organs are playing very important role to take information into body from outside. You see, children, just now I said organs leads to organ systems. Human body is a wonderful machine. Without taking rest, continuously it is working. If you see several systems in our body: digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, nervous system, reproductive system, even skeletal system, muscular system, etc. If you see one by one, each and every system having a specific function. For example, digestive system is responsible for digestion of the food. Respiratory system is involving in the production of energy. You see, circulatory system is sending all the materials to the body parts. Nervous system is taking responsibility about coordination of the body. Reproductive system, you know well, I think, the ability of an organism is giving to another one. And even you see the skeletal system is also giving a mechanical support and a particular shape to the body. You see, children, each and every system is working effectively individually, but these all are working together. That's what you see. Man is a wonderful machine. There is no doubt in it. These all systems are working together. Our body is the best example. You know, English proverb, unity is a strength. You see, children, today's our topic is very important. Apart from human body, we are going to discuss, that is, respiratory system. In the respiratory system, first organs will come. You know well, they are super special organs, lungs we call them. If you see lungs, external characters, lungs are 2 in number. Lungs are spongy in nature. Lungs are located in middle of the thoracic cavity. And you see in these 2 lungs, right lung somewhat bigger than left lung. Why left lung is smaller? Because left lung is giving little space for heart. That's what right lung has divided into 3 lobes. Left lung has divided into 2 lobes. So lungs are made up of by minute sac-like structures. We have to call them alveoli. In singular, we can call that alveolus. You see, the branch of biology studies about lungs called pulmonology, and not only pulmonologists are dealing that, even the doctors also, pulmonologists are treating disorders of the lungs. You see, children, introduction of the respiration is very interesting. The word respiration, which is derived from a Latin word. Of course, in Latin, respire. It is came from the Latin word respire. Respire means to breathe. You see, in this respiration, 2 gases are playing very important role. One is oxygen, second one is carbon dioxide. And you see oxidation of food into energy, carbon dioxide and water vapor. In respiratory system, what happens actually? Energy is coming out. How? When oxygen enters into respiratory system, it combines with food finally it gives some end products. You see carbon dioxide, water vapor, energy. With the help of that energy, we are doing several activities. Some amount of energy stored in the form of ATP and some amount of energy, of course, it maintains our body temperature. That's what our body is maintaining, 37 degrees centigrade body temperature. You see children, it is a catabolic process. Catabolic in the sense a destructive process. It's a quite opposite for photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis anabolic process, but respiratory system is catabolic process. Now, just now I said that respiration is derived from Latin word. You see discovery of gases. We have to appreciate a lot to the discovery of these all things to our greatest scientists, because the scientists are working continuously. They are giving many things for us for the knowledge. Even the same thing, oxygen is playing very important role in inhalation process. Who discovered that oxygen first time? Joseph Priestley. But the thing is what? Joseph Priestley didn't tell that is oxygen. He called that is just living gas. Yeah, name oxygen, the term given by the great scientist Anthony Lavoisier. Yeah, by these people we are understanding about the oxygen in the respiration. But you see children, oxygen is 21% in this atmosphere that is entering into respiratory system. It's playing very important role. So we have to appreciate these scientists' inventions. And now you see very interesting thing, pathway of air. How oxygen travels in respiratory system. At the same time, what is happening in the respiratory system, finally it goes to where? What is happening inside the cell? How it comes back? What kind of end products are coming? All the things are coming through respiratory organs. Means in respiratory system, there are several organs are involving. If you see them, if you study them in a flowchart manner, you can understand easily. Yeah, pathway of air. We have to call that pathway of air, otherwise respiratory passes. Several organs will be involved here. Nostrils, nasal cavities, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchus, bronchioles, alveolus, blood. You see children, one by one, what is happening here? First of all, in the respiratory system, nostrils. Nostrils are opening structures of the respiratory system. There are two in number. What are the gases inside entering? Of course, through nostrils they are entering into respiratory system. Next you see nasal cavities. Nostrils leads to nasal cavities. Nasal cavities are tube-like structures. These tube-like structures are made up of by mucous membrane. Of course, they release mucus secretion. At the same time, hair projections we can see in nasal cavities. So, nasal cavities of course filter air. Here, air will be filtered, at the same time gases moisturized. The next part is pharynx. Pharynx, which is also a part in respiratory system, which is a common muscular chamber. It is separating two systems in our body, that is one digestive system, second one is respiratory system. After this pharynx, you can see two systems will be separated. So, pharynx allows food into food pipe, air into windpipe. After the pharynx, you can see a little flap-like structure which is called epiglottis. Epiglottis is playing very important role while passing food into digestive system. It takes the responsibility of closing respiratory system. That's what it allows food into digestive pipe, it allows gases into windpipe. So this is the effective role of epiglottis. And next one you can see larynx. Larynx, which is also called voice box. What is the role of larynx? Before going to that, why I am calling larynx is voice box? Because with the help of larynx, we are producing sounds. Man is very cleverest organism. That's what he converted those sounds into language. How you see that? If you see, in exhalation process, air comes out. While coming out, when air passes over the larynx, with the help of that exhaling air, vocal cords which are present in larynx rises up and falls down. Rises up and falls down. Due to that, vibrations will be created. These vibrations are creating sounds. So just now I said, man is very clever organism. With those sounds, he converted language. Of course, he is speaking. It is very interesting. You try to speak in inhalation. Is it possible? It's never possible. So always we try to speak in exhalation, not in inhalation. You have to know this thing, children. It's very important. Now, trachea. Trachea, which is a tube-like structure. If you see trachea made up of by C-shaped ring-like structures. These all structures are giving a mechanical support to trachea to stand from collapsing. If there are no C-shaped ring-like structures, trachea will be collapsed, but that is not happening here. That's what C-shaped ring-like structures are giving to trachea mechanical support. Now you see, trachea also contains hair projections. They prevent dust particles, but the major thing of trachea, it makes air cool down. So trachea is also called in our local language windpipe. Now suddenly trachea has divided into bronchi. Of course, you see in singular, right is bronchi. Bronchi is plural actually. You can call that in singular bronchus. Two bronchi. One is right bronchus, one is left bronchus. Suddenly trachea has divided into two bronchi. Right bronchus enters into right lung, left bronchus enters into left lung. Now you see, children, again bronchus has divided into several minute vessels. We have to call them bronchioles. These bronchioles are showing connection with minute structures, which is a structural and functional unit of the lung. I called it already alveolus. So alveolus are hole-like structures. Through this alveoli, gases are going and mixing with blood. Now the blood is taking responsibility about transportation of oxygen to all the cells of the body. How? You know well, children, blood is having three types of blood cells: RBC, WBC, platelets. Here RBC responsibility is what? Transportation. So RBC is taking responsibility about transportation of these gases, oxygen, into all the cells. When it goes to cell, already we studied, cell is made up of by cell membrane, which is a selectively permeable membrane. So these selectively permeable membrane allows only oxygen into itself, but it sends back RBC with hemoglobin, and of course it goes to blood again. So finally it reaches to cell. Inside the cell you see mitochondria. Mitochondria will take the responsibility about this respiratory reactions. Several reactions will be takes place. After completing these reactions, end products are coming out. One is energy, second one is carbon dioxide, third one is water vapor. You see, children, these all are the end products are coming out. Very interesting thing, how carbon dioxide is coming out. In same manner it comes out from the cell. Again blood cells, red blood cells are transporting this carbon dioxide and vice versa. That is coming out through.
जोल थोड़ा मेंटेन करो ఒక శ్రీనివాస్ గారు రానిండి ఎమ్మెల్యే గారు కూడా ఉన్నారు వెనకాల కుర్చీలో వరకు రానిండి తర్వాత వద్దు కొద్దిగా గట్టిగా మెయింటైన్ చేయండి సిపి గారు
ATP is called adenosine triphosphate. It is also called energy currency of the cell. Okay children, this is the pathway. Of course, you see here white color and pink color. White color arrow symbols are showing what that is about exhalation. Pink arrow symbols are talking about what is that children? You see that one, what is that? Inhalation. So that's what respiratory pathway is very important. Beside of this, you see children picture of lungs, yeah, located in thoracic cavity. 2 in number, I said already. Nasal cavities, nostrils, opening structures they are. Epiglottis, after the pharynx, you see that one. Larynx, I said a voice box, we are producing sounds with it. And trachea, you can see children, which is also called windpipe in our local language. And next one you see bronchi, of course in singular we call that bronchus. Next one bronchioles, minute structures they are lungs, respiratory organs. Okay children, so these are lungs are playing very important role. At the place of alveolus, gases will be exchanged. That's very important thing children. And next you have to see that, yeah, just now I said alveolus, which is a structural and functional unit of the lung. What happens here? Actually, gases will be exchanged at the place of alveolus. When oxygen, you see children, when oxygen enters into alveolus, you see that mixes with blood. Blood capillaries transporting. Inside the blood capillary, you can see red blood cells. Red blood cells are transporting that to various cells. So what happens? There several reactions will be takes place. You know already what happens in respiratory system. Final thing I said, energy production, carbon dioxide comes out. When carbon dioxide is coming back, same blood transporting that back from capillary, it enters into alveolus. You see it is going to out children in picture. So that's what, in vice versa, quite opposite for oxygen. So you see how it enters into alveolus through the bronchiole. I said what bronchiole is. So bronchi divided into several bronchioles. So each and every bronchiolus is showing connection with minute alveolus. This is the structure of alveolus. So blood cells, really we have to appreciate them children. Red blood cells are containing hemoglobin pigment. With the help of hemoglobin pigment, that is transporting. So this is capillary network, minute blood vessel children. So gases are exchanging here. A mechanism of respiration. What happens at the time of inspiration, at the time of expiration in the lungs? You know, well, if you see from outside, our body give movements. Yeah, we get feel something will happen, something is happening. Yeah, but what is happening exactly? That's what mechanism of respiration. Movement of diaphragm, movement of rib cage. We have to see these two things. Actually, interesting thing is, lungs are not working individually. Lungs are working with the help of diaphragm. Means function of lungs depends on diaphragm. First of all, what is this diaphragm? What is the role of diaphragm? We have to know. Children, diaphragm is very important in our body. You see first of all, which is a horizontal muscular layer, which is located in thoracic cavity only, but at the bottom of thoracic cavity. So diaphragm is separating thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity. Now you imagine diaphragm is like a floor of the room. You know, just you imagine room. Of course, room is having floor, no? You imagine just that is like a floor. Now you see thoracic cavity is like a chamber of room. Now that is like a room. Now how it works? Inhalation, exhalation. If it is inhalation process, gases are coming into lungs. What happens? Some changes will be takes place here. Volume of the thoracic cavity will be increased. Volume of the lungs will be increased. Chest cavity will be expanded. Chest wall, which is made up of by muscle, ribs and skin. That will be expanded. Now you see gases are entering into lungs through respiratory system in inhalation process. How it is happening? Because diaphragm contracts. Diaphragm generally, normally you see like a flow. In inhalation process it contracts. That's what it flattens. It flattens. Automatically volume of the lungs will be increased. We get a feel. What? Increasing of lungs, increasing of thoracic cavity, volume of the chest cavity will be increased. Okay, what happens in exhalation process? In exhalation process, suddenly you see that volume of the lungs will be decreased, chest cavity will be decreased. You see that chest wall will be lower. What is happening? Gases are rushing out. How? Diaphragm relaxes. Again it comes to normal position. Again it comes to back. That's what diaphragm is pushing lungs. That's what lungs are sending gases, rushing gases to out. That's what diaphragm is working effectively, continuously with the help of these special muscles. So, inhalation, exhalation. When occurs, children? When diaphragm contracts, it is inhalation. When diaphragm relaxes, it is exhalation. At the same time, you can see movement of rib cage. We get feel from outside. What happens? Increasing of the thoracic cavity. At the time of respiration, at the time of breathing, you see, children, inhalation, volume of the thoracic cavity will be increased. Rib cage also will be increased. Ribs are giving protection to lungs. And the same thing in exhalation process. Rib cage will be lower, means volume of the rib cage decrease. It comes to back, it comes to normal position. That's what mechanism of respiration is. Very interesting thing, but mostly you see, children, role of the diaphragm we have to appreciate. Now you see, children, I am going to play one activity to make understand it very easy. You see, children, that is a slide. Children, you see, this is an activity is telling about the role of diaphragm. You listen, children, that you observe that what is happening. Again I will tell that what is happening in this video. Trachea, lungs are there. You see that rubber sheet. You see the contraction and relaxation. Just now I said. The role of diaphragm you can see very clearly by this activity, students. With less cost of material, it's very simple. Now you see this, children. This activity is telling very clearly about the role of diaphragm. Once again I will show. You see, children, you see, children, this is a working model of lungs. How it works? Very simple. First of all, you have to see, this is a straw is indicating trachea, which is called windpipe. Now you see trachea is divided into two bronchi. One is right bronchus, the second one is left bronchus. Right bronchus enters into right lung, left bronchus enters into left lung. You see, just now I said that this is thoracic cavity. You see like a room, chamber, absorb space inside of it. Now this rubber sheet is called diaphragm. How it works? Very simple. In inhalation process, diaphragm contracts, you see lungs are swelling. You see lungs are swelling. In exhalation process, again diaphragm is going to back, lungs are coming to back. So, not filling with gases. It's very simple activity. This rubber sheet is working like a diaphragm. With the help of diaphragm, we can observe lungs are swelling, and of course you see that lungs are rushing gases to out. It's very simple. So once again you have to listen, children. Diaphragm is playing very important role in the respiration process. When it shows contraction, that is called inhalation. When it relaxes, that is called exhalation. It's very simple, children. Now, mitochondria, which is a powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria cell organelle is playing very important role inside the cell. I said already, when oxygen enters into mitochondria, several reactions will be takes place. After this series of reactions, energy comes out along with carbon dioxide and water vapor. First of all, you see labeling parts of mitochondria: outer membrane, inner membrane, cristae, matrix. Outer membrane is giving protection to mitochondria. Of course, inner membrane also same thing, but it's a double membrane structure. Cristae, folded like structures. A matrix, the space which is inside the cristae. This is a structure of mitochondria. What happens in mitochondria? Energy will be produced through series of reactions. Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Before going to that, cellular respiration means what? When respiration occurs inside the cell, which is called cellular respiration. When glucose enters into food through digestive system, that food combines with oxygen which travelled by respiratory system inside the cell. Food combines with oxygen. Next, it goes to several chemical reactions. First of all, before combining with oxygen, you see, children, glucose turns into two pyruvic acids. Of course, we call them pyruvates also. Each pyruvic acid contains 3 carbon atoms. You know well, glucose contains how many carbon atoms? 6 carbon atoms. Here each pyruvate contains 3 carbon atoms, 3 carbon atoms. Now you see, children, this pyruvate, if it gets oxygen, that leads to aerobic respiration. If it not gets oxygen or less amount of oxygen, that goes to anaerobic respiration. So now we have to discuss about, we have to see the clear difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration goes with the help of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration, in the absence of oxygen, it continues. Otherwise, less amount of oxygen, you can see that. Aerobic respiration occurs generally in higher level organisms. Anaerobic respiration occurs in lower level organisms. Aerobic respiration is giving high amount of energy. Anaerobic respiration is giving less amount of energy. You see, children, if there is no oxygen, if there is less amount of oxygen, what happens? You see, absence or low amount of oxygen generally goes in lower level organisms. For example, bacteria. In bacteria, through this anaerobic respiration, lactic acid will be produced along with little amount of energy. Lactic acid, which is an end product here. I think you know lactic acid plays a very important thing in the formation of curd. Lactic acid gives a little sour taste. That's what our curd also will be little sore. So, which is an end product in anaerobic respiration of bacteria. And one more interesting thing, even human muscle cells also can perform anaerobic respiration sometimes. If there is no availability of oxygen, if less amount of oxygen, it performs that. So, lactic acid accumulation happens continuously, that leads to problematic thing for muscles. So, lactic acid accumulation leads to muscular pains. That's what it is not good for humans. Now, you see, if the same anaerobic respiration occurs in yeast, that belongs to fungi family, it's very important thing, it produces ethanol. Instead of lactic acid, it gives ethanol. The chemical formula of ethanol C2H5OH. You know, ethanol is playing very important role. It's playing very important role in alcohol preparation. Several food items like idli, dosa, vada, this all the type of food items also having association with this ethanol. And the carbon dioxide is coming out as it is like same byproduct. Energy is coming out a little bit. So, this is yeast. So, this is also called fermentation process. This fermentation process very important to produce several food items, even in alcohol preparation also. Just now I said idli, dosa, even bonda also. Now, you see children, fine, if it is anaerobic respiration, what is happening? I said. But if it is aerobic respiration, what happens? If availability of oxygen, glucose, of course, which is turns into pyruvate, that goes through several reactions if it gets oxygen, with the help of oxygen. That is called aerobic respiration. The best example, human beings. Of course, all higher level organisms can perform this one. We are the best example for that. In aerobic respiration, you see, carbon dioxide comes out with water in high amount of energy. The best example, plants and animals, human beings also. What happens here? When oxygen enters into cell, it combines with oxygen at the place of cytoplasm inside the mitochondria. Several reactions will be takes place. After these reactions, high amount of energy comes out. That energy 686 kilocalories. But in anaerobic respiration, that is just 56 kilocalories only. With the help of this energy, we are doing several activities. We are running, we are jogging, we are doing exercise. All the type of things we are doing. And some amount of energy comes out in the form of heat. That is, we people are maintaining constant body temperature, 37 degrees centigrade. And you know children, some amount of energy stored in the form of ATP, already I told, energy currency of the cell. That's what, even in hunger strike, even in fasting also, you can survive without facing any problem. How it is possible? This energy currency of the cell, adenosine triphosphate. So, children, this is about aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. And one more interesting thing, due to this, I want to tell, most of the students, even most of the people are getting lot of confusion about breathing and respiration. They treat these two words similar, but children, absolutely wrong that is. Breathing is different from respiration. Breathing is just inhalation and exhalation. But respiration, how oxygen enters into respiratory system, how it transports through the blood, how it enters into cell, how it is producing energy, and how end products are coming out. Everything it talks. So, breathing is a little thing, respiration is having a big meaning. Breathing is just exchanging of gases, respiration is energy giving process. Please don't get confusion about this thing, children. Breathing is completely different from respiration, just it is a part in respiration. Okay, children. Now you see, next topic, aerobic respiration equation and anaerobic respiration equation. What happens inside the cell, at the place of cytoplasm, at the place of mitochondria? You see, children, C6H12O6 means what? Yeah, glucose. when it combines with 6 molecules of oxygen, that is giving 6 molecules of water, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and high amount of energy, 686 kilocalories. That's very important to do several activities. That's what food is giving energy. So most of the people, very interesting thing, generally you see in primary level student, how you are getting energy, which life process is giving energy. If you ask, they give answer, food sir, digestive system sir, that is wrong thing. Digestive system is only supplying food. Digestive system is only transporting food to all the cells. But respiratory system, with the help of oxygen, giving energy. That's what respiratory system is, energy giving system. And next one, anaerobic respiration. You see equation. If there is no oxygen, you see glucose directly gives 2 molecules of ethyl alcohol, C2H5OH plus 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. Little amount of energy, 56 kilocalories. I said even human muscle cells also sometimes perform this anaerobic respiration, but anaerobic respiration is continuously happens. It gives lactic acid, leads to muscular pains. But higher level organisms are performing aerobic respiration to perform metabolic activities in them. You see children, combustion activity, it's a good thing. What is this combustion activity? Yeah, before going to that, first I want to tell a thing. What is combustion? Combustion, which is a burning process. You see, scientists Robinson and Lavoisier, according to them, combustion, which is a similar process to respiration. Is it correct? Yeah, of course. Combustion is similar to respiration, but you see there are a lot of differences between combustion and respiration. But why they said combustion is similar to respiration? You see, combustion is a burning process. Even respiration is also a burning process. Combustion is also giving energy to out. Even respiration is also giving energy to out. Combustion is giving carbon dioxide to out. Even respiration is also giving carbon dioxide to out. So based on these things, scientists Lavoisier, Robinson, they stated combustion is similar to respiration. But children, you see there are a lot of differences between the combustion and respiration. Combustion is not similar to respiration. To tell that, you can see combustion is a physical process, respiration is a biological process. Combustion takes place outside of the cell, respiration takes place inside the cell. Combustion is giving energy to out, but not in several stages. At once it comes out. In huge amount it comes out at once. But in respiration you see energy comes out in several stages. Combustion, if you supply water, it would be burnt. It would be stopped. But if you supply water, respiration goes on. Means if you supply water, combustion will stop. But if you supply water, respiration still goes. And you see one more important thing. Combustion process completed, otherwise closes fast in time. But respiration, which is a slow process, several reactions will be takes place. Through these several reactions, several products are coming out. So that's very important thing, children. And you see children, combustion activity here. In laboratory, it's very suitable to perform. Take a test tube, take some amount of glucose, otherwise a sugar. You can burn it, you can heat it with the help of burner. And this test tube, before heating, close it with rubber cork and give connection with horizontal glass tube to another test tube which is having already lime water. So when you start burning of this sugar, what happens here? It releases carbon dioxide because it is combustion. That release carbon dioxide which is collected by horizontal glass tube. Now you see it collected by a test tube which is having a lime water. That lime water turns into milky white. Yeah, you know children, lime water when turns into milky white, which is the best proof, that is carbon dioxide. Lime water always turns carbon dioxide into milky white. So this is about combustion activity, children. So combustion and respiration having some similarities, of course, but children, there are completely two different processes. If the same thing is happening, how combustion is happening, same like respiration takes place in cells, what happens, you know, cells would be burnt. Cells would be burnt. That's what, it's not preferable for cells. So that's what this clear difference you can see between combustion and respiration. Yeah, children, this is a great thing. Now, summary, you see what we have learned here. The process of inhalation of air to the use of oxygen in the cells. Yeah, you know children, in inhalation, oxygen will be utilized inside the cell at the place of mitochondria. And next you see air passes from nostrils to pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles to alveoli and blood and back to the same route. Each and every part we have to appreciate, children. Every part in the respiratory system, in the respiratory pathway is having something specific function. Nostrils and nasal cavities, you see that pharynx, epiglottis, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchus, bronchioles and alveolus, blood, finally to the cells. Every part, at the place of every part, something specific function. Now you see a gaseous exchange takes place in alveoli of lungs. Lungs which are made up of by tiny structures, we have to call them alveoli. In singular you can call that is alveolus. So these are playing very important role for exchanging of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. You see diaphragm is floor of the chest cavity. I said already, you imagine diaphragm is like a flow. When diaphragm contracts, it is called inhalation. When diaphragm relaxes, it is called exhalation. And next you see children, aerobic respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen. Yeah, aerobic respiration takes place with the help of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration occurs in the absence of oxygen, otherwise less amount of oxygen. Aerobic respiration occurs in higher level organisms. Anaerobic respiration occurs in lower level organisms. Aerobic respiration is giving high amount of energy. Anaerobic respiration giving less amount of energy. Even anaerobic respiration also occurs in human muscle cells, but it leads to accumulation of lactic acid that gives to muscular pains. Next, cellular respiration occurs in the mitochondria to produce chemical energy to do work at the cellular level. Yeah, finally, energy is coming out inside the cell at the place of mitochondria through series of reactions. That's what mitochondria role is absolutely fantastic here. We have to call that is powerhouse of the cell. Power is generating here. So it's very important cell organelle, children. Yeah, children, this is about a summary of what we have learned about the respiratory system. Yeah, project work, children. Yeah, children, about this topic, I am going to give 2 projects. So you have to do these projects at your home. You have to consider, it's very important. Of course, we are giving under the Samurai project, children. Yeah, first thing, how does coronavirus affect the respiratory system? Corona, which is a trending disease, which is a trending word. You see, children, even we people are discussing, we people are providing online classes through TSET. Behind of that also corona credit is there. Yeah, first of all, you see, children, corona is making these people locked down. Corona is making mouths shut down. Corona is making migratories what? Move down. Corona even making salaries cut down. Corona is making doctors run down. So that's what corona is making many issues. It is creating a lot of problems. That's what. How does coronavirus affect the respiratory system? Children, you have to do project work on about it. You have to collect a lot of information. I hope you collect. Now, why pranayama is called the art of breathing? Our tradition, our culture, yogasanas are very important. They are giving lots of health. Yogasanas are making our body healthier. Yeah, the best yogasana is called pranayama. Pranayama having a best scope, and it is very important. Long breath, deep breath. How it is making our body healthier. You have to think, children. You have to collect about information, this pranayama. I hope you can do it well. And next you see, children, this is a special message I want to give from my side about this class, children. Smoking, which is a common issue. It's a common problem in the society. You know, most of the Indians are affected by lungs cancer. That's what I want to give a message from my side about this thing. Yeah, first you see, children, some myths. Most of the people, most of the smokers even, they are having wrong ideas about smoking. Air pollution is the cause of lungs cancer, not cigarettes. Lungs cancer is very dangerous, but how they think? Some are having a wrong idea. If we smoke, that not leads to lung cancer. When we get polluted air into lungs, then we get lungs cancer. That's a wrong thing. That's a myth. Cigarettes are safer than chewing tobacco. Yeah, some people are getting confusion. Tobacco eating is that. But children, tobacco eating is, of course, that is also wrong thing. That is also bad thing. But cigarettes are very dangerous than tobacco. Smoking a couple of cigarettes a day isn't harmful. Some people are getting thing, if we take 1 or 2 cigarettes, it's better. No, children, even 1 cigarette also, it's very dangerous to lungs. It leads to lungs cancer. Cigarettes help people de-stress. Yeah, cigarettes also makes you fall in stress. But the facts about smoking, children, a cigarette contains 4,800 chemicals, 69 of which are cancer triggers. Oh, you see, children, many chemicals are there in smoking. 4,800 chemicals are there. In such chemicals, 69 chemicals are very dangerous. They are cancer-causing agent, cancer triggers. 1 person dies every 6 seconds due to tobacco. Oh, in the world, for every 6 seconds, 1 person is going to death. 1 person is going to die with a disease, lungs cancer. Every 9th Indian uses tobacco. It's very dangerous thing, children. India has 12 crores of tobacco users. In India, you see that 12 crores of tobacco. Please, children, it's my request. It's my suggestion. Stop smoking. It's very dangerous. It's not only harm to your health. It's harm to others' health. So that's what, please stop that. So smoking is injurious to health. And be well, like our body, how our body is working continuously without taking rest. The proverb, absolutely true, unity is strength. Thank you, children. Thank you, one and all. Again, I'll meet with next topic in next class. Thank you so much.